Hi there, MRI students and professionals. Welcome again to this channel. First things first, we are going to tackle the basics of MRI safety, which is a crucial aspect when it comes to learning and practicing magnetic resonance imaging. Okay, so let's define MRI safety. So in very simple terms, MRI safety encompasses precautions and protocols to minimize risks and to ensure the well-being of individuals during an MRI procedure. So if you have been to an MRI facility, I'm sure you might have come across such a sign indicating that the magnet is always on. And what does this mean? It means that at any given time, the magnetic field is active. Remember that you cannot see it, you cannot touch it, and you cannot smell it. And this is why you should always keep that in mind, that the magnet is always on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There are various categories of MRI safety, and for safety before scanning, we will focus on 1, the safety zones, 2, contraindications, and 3, MRI implant labeling. In this particular presentation, we will tackle MRI safety zones, and I will also introduce the 3 levels of MRI personnel when it comes to matter safety. MRI suites are subdivided into 4 zones as shown on the slide. The aim of using these zones is to prevent unauthorized access to areas where high magnetic field may cause injury or even death. In the next slides, we will discuss what each zone represents. The zones are labeled from 1 to 4, 1 being the farthest from the scanner and zone 4 being the scanner itself. Something to note is that zones 3 and 4 are restricted to the MRI staff only. So let us start with Zone 1. It is also known as the uncontrolled area, and it includes all the areas that are freely accessible to the general public. This area is typically outside the MR environment itself. It's the area through which patients and healthcare personnel access the MRI environment. Next is Zone 2. It is the interface between the uncontrolled Zone 1 and the controlled Zones 3 and 4. This is where patients are greeted. However, they are not free to move throughout the zone at will and are under the direct supervision of MR personnel. It is in this zone that the answers to MRI screening questions, patient histories, medical insurance questions, and any other necessary information is obtained. Zone 3. In this zone, free access by unscreened non-MR personnel, ferromagnetic objects or equipment can result in serious injury or death. This could be as a result of interactions between the individuals or equipment and the MR scanner's environment. Zone 3 regions should be physically restricted from the general public access, for instance by key locks, passkey locking systems, or any other reliable physically restricting method that can differentiate between MR personnel and non-MR personnel. Zone 4 is the physical confines of the room within which the MRI scanner is located. Zone 4 should also be demarcated and clearly labeled as being potentially hazardous due to the presence of very strong magnetic fields. It should be clearly marked with a red light and lighted sign stating that the magnet is always on. This light and sign should be illuminated at all times and should be provided with a backup energy source to continue to remain illuminated for at least 24 hours in the event of a loss of power to the site. And finally, let us look at the 3 levels of MRI personnel. 1 is the non-MRI personnel. This includes patients, visitors, or facility staff, for example, nurse aides, who have not undergone any formal safety training within the last 12 months. Second is Level 1 personnel. This includes office staff and patient aides who have passed minimal safety education to ensure their own safety as they work within Zone 3. Something to note is that Level 1 personnel are restricted to working in Zone 3 only. Finally, we have the third level, which is Level 2 personnel. This level includes MRI technologists, radiologists, and nursing staff who have been extensively trained in MRI safety. They are well versed in issues related to thermal loading, thermal bands, and neuromuscular excitation from rapidly changing gradients. That marks the end of our video today. In the next video, we will cover the remaining aspects of safety before scanning. If you have any questions, please leave them in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. See you soon.